Hi, everyone, this is the Encyclopedia Channel. The US dollar is one of the most important currencies in the world and is widely used in various fields such as international trade, financial investment, and foreign exchange reserves. So, do you know how the dollar became an international currency? Why was the Bretton Woods system established again? Where will the petrodollar go? The US dollar did not become an international currency overnight, but after a long period of development and evolution. At the beginning of the 20th century, the pound was one of the most important currencies in the world, and the United Kingdom was one of the largest economies and colonial empires in the world. However, the outbreak of the two world wars weakened the strength and status of the United Kingdom, making the pound gradually lose its international status. During this period, the United States gradually became the largest economy in the world and established the Bretton Woods system, as well as the active policy of the petrodollar and its dominant position in the global financial market, all of which made the US dollar the most important international currency in the world. One of the currencies. A strong US economy is the basic condition for the dollar to enter the international market. The history of the US dollar can be traced back to the late 18th century. After the American Revolutionary War, the U.S. government began minting its own currency, the dollar. In the mid-19th century, the United States began to build railroads and transportation systems, which contributed to the rapid growth of the American economy. At the same time, the United States has also become one of the world's largest producers of agricultural and industrial products. Suddenly, the strong development of the U.S. economy also made the GDP exceed $20 trillion, making the U.S. one of the largest economies in the world. At the same time, the United States is also one of the world's largest exporters. This provides the dollar with great credibility and stability, allowing users and investors to believe in the stability and value of the dollar. This has laid a solid foundation for the dollar to gradually become an international currency. The establishment and disintegration of the Bretton Woods system. During World War II, to support the war effort, governments resorted to measures such as printing money to meet domestic demand, restricting currency circulation, and fixing exchange rates. These measures led to a contraction in global trade and inflation, which eventually led to economic collapse and political instability. In 1944, the war was coming to an end, and governments realized that something needed to be done to avoid a repeat of the past. Against this backdrop, the Bretton Woods Conference was held. The Bretton Woods system is the world's first international monetary system based on a fixed exchange rate system. It was established in July 1944 at the Bretton Woods Conference in New Hampshire, USA. It was established to restore the world economic order after World War II and promote global trade and financial stability. At the heart of the Bretton Woods system was the dollar pegged to gold. According to the agreement, the exchange rate between the US dollar and gold is that 1 ounce of gold is equivalent to $35. The currencies of other countries are pegged to the US dollar, such as the pound sterling, which is equal to $4.03. In this way, all currencies form a stable exchange rate system with gold and the dollar. Bretton Woods also established the International Monetary Fund, IMF, an institution co-financed by member countries to promote global trade and financial stability. The main task of the IMF is to curb currency depreciation and inflation by adjusting the exchange rate, so as to achieve the stability and balance of the international monetary system. The advantage of the Bretton Woods system is that for the first time the international monetary system has a stable foundation. This has helped facilitate global trade and financial development and provided greater international capital flows. However, this system also has some disadvantages. First, the United States is too important in the system. The US dollar is the only reserve currency in the world, and this powerful position has led to the United States having too much influence in the international monetary system. The United States can influence the economic conditions of other countries by adjusting its monetary policy, while other countries cannot intervene in the United States. Second, there are also problems with the exchange rate fixing mechanism of the Bretton Woods system. Due to the different economic development and trade conditions of various countries, the needs for exchange rate adjustment are also different. However, in this system, only the United States can adjust its exchange rate, and other countries cannot adjust their exchange rates at will. This has led to trade imbalances and economic distress in many countries. As time went on, the flaws of the Bretton Woods system became more and more obvious. In 1971, due to the difficult economic situation in the United States, it had to suspend its commitment to convert US dollars into gold. This marked the disintegration of the Bretton Woods system. In the following years, other countries began to abandon their currencies pegged to the dollar, causing the complete collapse of the Bretton Woods system. The disintegration of the Bretton Woods system brought huge shock and confusion to the international monetary system. After the breakup, the exchange rates of the dollar and other currencies became more volatile, which made international trade and finance more unstable. Against this background, petrodollars slowly rose and became an extremely important role in the international monetary system. The formation and development of petrodollar. The petrodollar was originally created jointly by the United States and Saudi Arabia. In the early 1970s, the King of Saudi Arabia and U.S. President Nixon struck a deal whereby Saudi Arabia agreed to denominate its oil sales in dollars and deposit its savings in U.S. financial institutions. In return, the United States pledged military protection and political support to Saudi Arabia. The impact of this agreement quickly spread to other oil-producing countries, causing oil-producing countries to start selling oil in dollars and depositing their savings in U.S. financial institutions. With the soaring price of oil, the petrodollar has gradually become an indispensable role in international trade and finance. Because oil is one of the most important commodities in the world, and the dollar is the most widely used currency in oil transactions. Through the years of expansion, the use of petrodollars has become more and more widespread and gradually expanded to the trade and financial fields of other commodities. This is because the use of petrodollars has given the United States and other countries and financial institutions great influence in global trade and finance. This influence allows the United States to influence the economic conditions of other countries by adjusting monetary policy, while it is difficult for other countries to intervene. At the same time, the use of petrodollars also makes it easier for the United States to obtain benefits in international trade and finance. However, the petrodollar also comes with some downsides. First of all, the petrodollar makes the currencies of other countries lose their status in oil transactions, which limits the development of other countries in the field of international trade and finance. Second, the petrodollar also makes the United States more dominant in global trade and finance, which may cause other countries to worry about the economic and political influence of the United States. In this context, some countries have begun to consider reducing their dependence on petrodollars and exploring the use of other currencies for international trade and financial transactions. Countries such as China and Russia, for example, have begun trying to wean themselves off petrodollars by establishing bilateral trade agreements. In addition, some countries have also begun to increase their reserves of gold and other currencies to deal with possible economic risks. Challengers to the US dollar, including renminbi, euro, digital currency, etc. RMB. Since 2015, China has been actively promoting the internationalization of the yuan. A key step in the internationalization of the renminbi is its inclusion in the International Monetary Fund's special drawing rights basket of currencies. In addition, China has signed bilateral currency exchange agreements with some countries, which allow China to issue renminbi bonds in the offshore market and facilitate international trade payments in renminbi. Although the RMB internationalization process still faces some challenges, with the growth of China's economy and the improvement of international influence, the RMB may become one of the competitors of the US dollar. Euro. The euro is another currency that has the potential to become a rival to the dollar. The euro plays an important role in the European economic system and has become one of the most important trading currencies in the world. Countries in the Eurozone are also actively promoting the internationalization of the euro. For example, the European Central Bank has begun to provide euro swap agreements to other central banks. However, political and economic instability in the Eurozone, as well as the euro's liquidity problems, still limit its potential as a competitor to the dollar. Digital currency. Digital currency is a new form of currency. The biggest difference between it and traditional currency is that it can be traded and paid directly on the network. In recent years, some countries have begun to issue digital currencies, such as China's digital renminbi and the Bahamas Central Bank digital currency. Digital currency has the advantages of low cost, high efficiency, and convenience, and its development has had an impact on traditional currency forms. Although digital currency is still in its infancy, its potential international significance cannot be ignored. In addition to the above three currencies, there are also some currencies that have the potential to become competitors of the US dollar. Currencies such as the Japanese yen, British pound, and Canadian dollar also play an important role in international trade in some regions. In addition, the currencies of emerging market countries, such as the Indian rupee and the Brazilian real, have also gradually emerged in the international market. In addition, some policies of the U.S. government have also had an impact on the status of the U.S. dollar in the international market. For example, the U.S. government's fiscal deficit and external debt have continued to increase, causing the credibility of the dollar to be questioned, and investors' trust in the dollar has declined. In addition, the uncertainty and policy instability of the U.S. government in international affairs have also led some countries to seek other currencies as alternatives. Under such circumstances, some countries began to propose the idea of establishing a new international monetary system. For example, China has proposed a plan to establish a new international currency system dominated by the renminbi, and the renminbi has also begun to be used in some international organizations. These plans may take a long time and hard work to achieve, but their challenge to the dollar cannot be ignored. In addition, in terms of the development of digital currency, some countries have also begun to try to issue digital currency to replace traditional currency forms. If these digital currencies can be widely adopted and recognized, they may also have an impact on the status of the US dollar as an international currency. Dominance of the US dollar in global financial markets. The US financial market is one of the largest in the world, and it has a huge influence on the global financial market. The US stock and bond markets are among the largest in the world, making the US dollar one of the most circulated currencies in the world. The dollar's dominance in global financial markets has made it the currency of choice for investors. This also makes the US dollar one of the world's most important reserve currencies, which is widely used for reserves and payments. In global trade and finance, the US dollar is widely used for settlement and payment. Therefore, many countries convert part of their foreign exchange reserves into dollars to maintain the stability of their foreign exchange reserves. Second, the United States occupies an important position in international financial institutions such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, which allows the United States to influence the operation and rules of the global financial system. At the same time, the dominant position of the United States also allows it to play an important role in global monetary policy and financial stability. In addition, the United States is also one of the most powerful countries in the world, and its influence in global politics and military is also very important. The geopolitical advantages of the United States give it a greater voice in international trade and finance, which also promotes the US dollar's dominance in the global financial market. But in the future, with the deepening of globalization and the development of technology, more changes may occur in the international monetary system. However, in any case, as one of the most important international currencies in the world, the US dollar is difficult to be replaced by other currencies in a short period of time. After understanding the history and development of the US dollar, as well as the competition and challenges it will face in the future, what is your opinion on the status of the US dollar as an international currency? Welcome to leave a message in the comment area to discuss with everyone.